Yo, what's up guys, your boy Nitrostorm here, welcome back to Wuthering Waves. So apologies, I've been a bit busy, but you might already tell. But this is season 15 of Tower of Adversity and I thought I'd share my experiences. So I didn't actually make any gameplay videos for this tower, but I feel like it's because, Jiyan team can do this pretty easily and I tried out the Cartathea team with this as well. Obviously, with aero and fusion res being decreased by 10%, is basically a given that Jiyan team can still pull this off with his original team being, Jiyan himself, Motefi, and Verena. And then if we go to the Resonant Tower and the Echoing Tower, I thought I'd just try out a bit of solo gameplay. Now obviously my Changli is S6R5, so there is that to consider, but then when using Lupa and Brant solo, I did notice one thing, and that is basically Lupa isn't really nice. I don't think she feels that great solo. Now obviously once you get into the combo, she starts going in and then the combo starts feeling a bit nicer. But I feel like she definitely shines the most in a team. And I have tried out the Changli Lupa Brant team, and I would say she does definitely work. Her rotations are the shortest out of all of them. Changli's and Brant's are probably the longest. Changli's one being long mainly because of how she takes some time to get that forte gauge. So, there is that to consider. Brant's one is on a longer one, but at the very least, by the end of his rotation, the concerto would have been ready at that point. And then Changli's just there becoming a sort of straggler. And I guess that's where you can do your quick swap, just a minor quick swap between Lupa, Brant, and Changli, whilst Changli is getting her forte gauge up, and then you can restart the rotation. But yeah, that's basically about it. Obviously, this tower, not really much to talk about. Let me just double check something here. Okay, we have the low campaign. I should probably get to that. Hold on. Whimpering Waste. Okay, I still have to do Whimpering Waste. I'll be sure to remember that. But in any case, let's move on to the builds. Now, in terms of build updates, I'm not sure. I think this is still the same Cartathea that you saw last time. Obviously, S0R1 still. It might be too late to make the dupe comparison, but I guess I can still do it. I still do have the other 4 weapons here to make her R5 as well. But yeah, these are the echoes that I'm using. It is definitely on the more difficult side in terms of improving echoes. I think my 1 stars are basically done for the time being until I finish improving the full cost echoes. So this one, even though the crit rolls are low, because the HP roll is so high, it's kind of difficult to get an upgrade for this guy, but hopefully we'll get one soon. And then for this one, all the rolls are just mid. I do want to get max rolls in crit damage, and I guess crit rate. So maybe I could instead go double crit damage with high crit rates across the board. But I don't have high crit rates across the board. They're actually relatively low, except for this guy. And then I do have her max skill. I also made her max skill, and then this guy, I did make the Resonant skill level 10 and the Liberation, but I'll keep the other 3 level 7 just because. And then her build hasn't really changed since then. I could start working on her, but I don't feel the need to right now. And then we do have this guy. His build at the moment is actually on a 2-2 build with Sierra Gale and Rejuvenating Glow. Mainly because of the bell, where even though the buff lasts only for 15 seconds, during that 15 seconds, we do get a 10% damage boost for the current team. And it's not like an attack boost, so Cartathea does benefit from it. And, I don't think Rover needs the DPS boost from the Cartathea set, so we can forgo that. Next up, we'll just go through the last 3 characters, which is my fusion team. So Changli still hasn't changed. It is getting to a point where please give me an upgrade. It is kind of difficult because it's just about bad RNG, but my requirements is actually on the higher end. I do want to get at least minimum attack, crit rate, and crit damage on the Echo. Otherwise, I'm not going to use it at all because I do want to keep above 3k attack and then get every other stat strong. Bran, unfortunately, his build doesn't really look that good. If you take a look at my echoes here, so the crit rate Dragon of Dirge is nice, I guess, but the others are kind of cringe, as you can see there. And then last but not least, Lupa. I could say, you can argue that her build is currently bare bones. It's not, again, not really the best build. We do have this one, as you can see, not that great. We got this one, and crit rate and crit damage at the very least, I mean, and then this was decent. Then we got this one. This one's decent as well. Is the low crit damage roll, but still usable. And then this one again, also decent as well. And that's basically about it. I didn't use Shorekeeper this time around again, so there's not really much of a need to go with her. Jiyan, again, Jiyan, Mortefi, and Farina, their build hasn't really changed at all, so it's not really a need to go through that again. So there is that. In any case, that's basically about it for this video. No need to go over 8 minutes for this one. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Let me know what kind of rework content you want, and then if it's a good idea, I'll get right into it as well. It's been your boy Nitrostorm. I'll see you guys in the next stream or video. Peace.